All right, guys, Primal Council. Now, there's a lot going on in this fight. It's chaotic, but you just need to not overthink it, okay? Mythic Primal Council is all about dealing with overlapping mechanics, okay? Dealing with multiple mechanics that are happening at the same time. So we're not going to focus too much on the movement and small stuff, but focus on what overlaps you need to play well and how you can not wipe us on during those overlaps. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is the overlap of the meteor soak or the axe soak and the conducive mark. Okay, watch your eyes. We're about to get blinded. Every third meteor axe soak, we should only get one. If we get a sixth, that's different. But technically, every third meteor axe soak is followed right away by a conducive mark. So if you see here, a minute 49 on a meteor axe soak and a minute 50 for conducive mark. What this means is that you stack to soak and the conducive mark goes off. But if you're stacked, you instantly spread multiple applications of the dot of conducive mark and you die. Okay. So the way to do this is when you hear me say soak overlap, okay, what that means is I'm going to say soak overlap. That means when you go to soak, you need to sort of spread out inside the soak circle, okay? You want a sort of bit of a spread even inside the soak circle. It's going to be harder for melee. So if you're the melee player, okay, who's targeted by the big soak circle, just completely disengage from the boss, okay? Move away from the boss, and all the melee players, when you hear me say soak overlap, that's when you really have to disengage, form that circle. Oh, my bad. Form that sort of that loose spread inside the soak circle. Wait for conducive marks. If you are targeted by conducive mark, don't immediately go back to the boss. I know Demon Hunter, you want to Fellblade back in, Warriors Charge back in, you want to get right back on the boss. Don't do that. Wait, take a second. There should be a couple of pillars back here. Go and touch the pillar, okay? These soaks are going to be what are going to kill us, right? We see here, they get the meteor axe soak and a mark right away, okay? It looks chaotic. It is. It's really fast. Soak and a mark happens. He blinks to sort of avoid spreading it because I'm fired up. You just want to, even in the initial sort of soak, you want to be a bit more spread than they are, right? So kind of like here. Yeah, just spread a little bit. You can even be like inside the orange hitbox. It doesn't mean you take extra damage. It's the spread damage, right? So you can kind of be here as well. So try to spread as best as you can, and that's a big one. All right, because the mark comes soak right after, right here. Okay. The mechanic is Primal Blizzard and Conducive Mark. Same thing. When the Primal Blizzard happens, you have to clear your stacks, right? But you might also get a Conducive Mark on you. So just take your time. If you have the Conducive Mark and Primal Blizzard, that's when you use the defensive, okay? When you get the Primal Blizzard and have Conducive Mark, use your defensive, right? All right. Other than that, guys, on Mythic, there's not a lot that is different in this encounter. The big fire puddles, they kind of shrink every time somebody cleanses their Blizzard stacks. For Primal Blizzard, to resolve that, you want to let the stacks get to about 3 to 4, maybe even 5, and then cleanse. Don't let it get all the way up because then you get entombed, okay? That's bad. So get about 4 to 5 stacks and then go and cleanse, all right? And it'll shrink. Lastly, the Meteor Axe Soak, guys. Anyone who is targeted by the Meteor Axe Soak or the Soak, you have a really important job. One is, of course, to position properly. The position is important. You always want to try to kill as many pillars as you can, okay? Or hit as many pillars as you can. You always want to leave at least one pillar alive. Reason for that is because after the soak comes the conducive mark. So if there's no pillar, then you can't cleanse, right? You see here, he's conducive mark, but there are a few pillars up. This is a bit more than what we want, but yeah, you want at least 1, maybe 2 pillars alive. You see there's conducive marks out. They need to go cleanse, okay? Freaking mages are OP, man. He just blinked and he blinked again. Freaking OP class. All right. So to recap, this fight is all about dealing with overlaps, When you see me say soak overlap, that means you're going to have the soak and the conducive mark right after. Whenever you see a primal blizzard, about 8 to 7 seconds after primal blizzard, you will get conducive mark. So 3 to 4 stacks, clear, conducive mark, clear. There's a lot of clearing, so don't be afraid to clear, guys. Clearing is important. Take a few deep breaths anytime you get targeted with an AoE circle around you on this fight. All right. Other than that, just kick bosses and stuff. Don't get hit and live, get loot.